Arsenal still very much in front, but only just. Look at Manchester City, hot on their trail now, only 2 points behind. The pressure is on, and I'm pretty sure Mikel Arteta is finishing. All right, let's welcome in our Don Hutchison, who's known for his slightly accurate percentages, which we're going to get to in a bit. But speaking of being accurate and spot on, our Frank Leboeuf predicted this.
Yes, and I was right about 1 minute or 10 seconds. No, but that's something that I like. Yeah, everybody is predicting that Arsenal is going to win the Premier League, but we have a race. Yeah. It's a pity that Chelsea fell asleep today again. But Man City, Aston Villa, they're chasing Arsenal, and it's good for the Premier League. It's what we want. We want suspense, and it's what we have. And I'm very, very pleased, even if I think that Arsenal is the best team in the Premier League this season.
Yeah, it's an interesting one there when we look at this game here. Shaka, I mean, how many times on this show have you said that this title, even though Liverpool are the defending champions, the way Arsenal were going at one point, it looked like it was theirs to lose. But here we are now talking about a 2-point gap.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've been saying all along this is Arsenal's side to lose. But before I get to Arsenal, I have to give Villa credit. Yeah. I thought it was an incredible game of football. Really enjoyed it. And it almost felt like both teams had kind of settled for a draw at the very last, the 12th round of a heavyweight fight. And then all of a sudden, Buendia pops up and well, without question, a knockout punch virtually last kick of the game. And credit to Villa, because I thought their football simply was that good. They've been that good at form. Couple of bumps in the road, but they really have put some results together. Credit to them and Unai Emery for the way they continue to go about their business. From an Arsenal perspective, it feels like yesterday we were talking about Eberechi Eze and his performance against Spurs and how good he looked through the middle. And he could have been taken off after 30 minutes. I'll be honest. Now, I am as willing as anybody to sing Eze's praises.
Of course.
But everything from Arsenal came down the right-hand side in that first half. Everything came through Bukayo Saka. The change had to be made because Eze was just non-existent. And then the other thing is, Sandro Trossard, he always seems to pop up exactly when needed. Yep. I think he is one of the most undervalued players in the Premier League. He just seems to know where to be at the right time and find a goal at the right time. Sadly, he had to come up for the end. He's coming back from an injury, and you just wonder how much of that is affected. But Arteta had to take a chance, had to take Arteta off. He introduced Gyökeres at the break as well, similarly coming off an injury. And that certainly changed things, particularly in the first 15 or 20 minutes of the second half. And Arsenal looked by far the better of the two teams. But, like I said, Villa are a far better team than we have been willing to give them credit for. Even now, seeing them sitting third, you just kind of wonder, when did this all happen? And in the end, it's hard to say one team deserved to lose this, but Villa kept going to the end when, in all honesty, I'm not sure that they fully deserved 3 points, but they were deserving because they refused to lie down.
I want to go back to Aston Villa and Unai Emery, who had a very hard time at Paris Saint-Germain. But I have to say, without changing the team, without changing the players, without changing the tactic, and he changed the mentality of the players. We're going to talk about Liverpool, where Arne Slot is trying to find any tactics, anything. But with McGinn, Onana, Kamara, and Tielemans in the middle of the park, with the help of Rodgers, it's amazing. Yeah. What I saw today, it's the first time that I saw Arsenal being in trouble in the middle of the park. And they have Declan Rice, where I highly rank, because for me he's the best midfielder in the world right now. But today, I saw 4 midfielders working so hard and being technically so precise, and that's due to Unai Emery. He changed the mentality of the player. They had a very bad beginning of the season, and without changing anything in terms of tactic, in terms of individuals, he was able to change the way of thinking of the players and made them, being like last season, a very good team.
Well, I know our Don Hutchison is just itching to get into this and give us some percentages. Don, a couple of shows ago, you said that it was 50-50 for either Arsenal or City to win the Premier League title. After what we just saw now this weekend, what percentage do you give Arsenal now to win the title?
No, I'm still the same. I think on the last show 3 or 4 days ago, I went 60-30 in Arsenal's favour because with a 5-point gap, I thought they were going to cruise on. But listen, this is what the Premier League does to you. Villa, I thought it was a brilliant game of football today. I think Unai Emery gets a hard deal really in England. I think he's a very underrated manager. I think he's certainly, the best in the Premier League at making substitutions when needed. He proved that today by making the 5. It was a brilliant game. I thought when Arsenal got it back to 1-1, there was only one team that looked like they were going to win the game, and that was Arsenal. Then Villa got their second win and won it right at the death. But the league table is so narrow at the moment. I mean, Villa's form is incredible. 9 wins out their last 10 games, which has propelled them, into a title contender all of a sudden. So you'd put them in the mix. I don't think they'll make it, but I think when you look at Man City, the form that they're in, they've just hit 3 on the spin. So they're in great form. They've got 4 winnable fixtures. And this time of year, Alexis, throws up a really different dynamic than I think every other probably country in terms of their league. All the teams that play today more or less play again the same teams in about 3 weeks' time. So, Leeds have to play Liverpool at Anfield in 3 or 4 weeks' time. Villa have to play Arsenal, then at the Emirates. It's just one of these quirks of the Premier League. So Villa seem to be, over recent years, Arsenal's bogey side. And it was a brilliant, entertaining game of football today. But I wouldn't read too much into Arsenal losing the game today. It was just one game too far for them after the win last time out 3 or 4 days ago.
All right, well, as I said, Sunderland are a tough nut to crack. Arsenal learned that the hard way, but Manchester City up against them today. Frank, City just got the job done, and that train is coming along nicely.
Yeah, exactly, and it's against Sunderland. It's not against a random team. It's the team who Sunderland is the team who beat most of the big teams. And credit to Guardiola's men. They did what they had to do. It's crazy to see that team when Haaland touched 1 ball the first half.
Yeah.
And but people they did the job, and the centre back Jas and Guardiola scored the goal because Haaland wasn't able to do so. But City did what they had to do, and there is nothing much to say. They are on the way to go back to their best. Maybe not the best of the best, but the best enough the best to compete against Arsenal.
Well, you know that our Don Hutchison only does comms on the biggest games, and he was on call for this Manchester City game, Don, and just seeing Phil Foden find the back of the net again, we really are seeing him enjoying his football in the last couple of games. Is he back?
He is back. 5 goals in 3 games. I mean, he was brilliant today, but Cherky was man of the match by a mile, in my opinion, not just because of his Rabona assist for the Phil Foden header. He just took the game. When I watch Ryan Cherky play off the back of how Phil Foden played today, and he's picking up the balls in the tight pockets, I think Guardiola's realised now without Kevin De Bruyne, you can't play Phil Foden on the wing anymore. He's not a left-sided player. He's not a right-sided player. He's a genuine number 10. So I think Guardiola's realised off the indifferent form last season, play Phil Foden as a number 10, he'll get his goals. But Cherky reminds me of a sort of Harlem Globetrotter. He's got so much skill and natural talent and flair. He's an amazing player to watch. I don't think I've seen a player like him for a long, long time. The way he can just play the game exactly how he wants to be played. And I don't think even Pep wants to try and control him. He'll try and manipulate him into certain areas and put him into positions. But when he gets the ball, my word, he's a genius.